Hey everybody, it's Adam here. I got this skill saw I'm going to be working on. Brother-in-law, it's his. He cut the power cord by accident, and so I cleaned it up a little bit. You can see here I peeled back the covering and I exposed some wire. So there's two ways to fix this. So quickly I'll show you the cheap and fast way. Expose a bit of wire. It's just over about 1/4 of an inch I'm cutting off there. And then you would just do this like a regular wire, where you would twist them together and use a wire nut like that. These wire nuts have metal inside and they help in threading it. So you do the white one too, fold it over like that, and then wrap it with some electrical tape. This is blue electrical tape. Does the same thing, just different color. And you go around and around and around, and then there you go. The problem I don't like with that method, especially on a tool like this, is you have this big lump in your cord. So you know how when you're, let's zoom back out, you know when you're using this and you're pulling your saw along, well, the cord's going to follow and then right along till it hits this bump, and then it's going to jerk the saw, and anyway, it's not fun. So rather than do that, I'll clean this back up. And I'm going to twist them to braid the strands together. Rather than do that, you need to get a soldering iron. These are cheap. This is just under 10 bucks. And solder. Just these two things here. And I'm going to be using some heat shrink tubing. This is a 1/4 inch and it shrinks down to 1/8 of an inch. So half the diameter there. And this stuff comes in a big long roll. You can peel out however much you need. It's about 5 bucks for this, Home Depot. Alright, now hopefully I don't move off camera too much. So instead of pairing these up like this and twisting them, I'm going to twist them together like this. But before I do that, I'm going to slip on some of this. And what this plastic does when it's near a heat source is shrink. There we go. One for the white, one for the black. And I'll twist white to white. There you go. You can see that it goes in a straight line. Okay, first thing you do is you get the wire you want to heat up a little bit hot, and keep your heat shrink away, because that will contract before you're ready for it. And then you just add some solder to it and it gets sucked right in like wax, hot wax on a string. And that's it. Now heat up the white wires there. Touch it with a little bit of solder. And when it's real hot, soaks it up. Nice and easy. So now those are joined. Looking at it, looks good, looks strong. Now I can slip over this heat shrink material. Alright, then you blow it with hot air from a heat gun, and if you got a great blow dryer, then use that. Okay, so that contracts and makes a nice covering for this. So next, you can either wrap it in this, but if you bought more shrink tube and you got a big one, you could even put it on this and cover the whole thing with it as well. I'm just going to wrap this in electrical tape now. I'm going to put a little bit more, not much because I don't want it to bulge too much here. A little bit more around the joint just to protect it. There we go. A little bit on that one. I'll use blue so you can see it better, and just a couple wraps on this one just to give it a little extra separation there. And then wrap it several times with your electrical tape. Now, it's always best just to get a new cord if you can, but sometimes it's a pain where you don't have the time or you can't find the right kind. So you always want to make sure that if you're doing stuff like this, that it's not dangerous and you did a nice clean job. And just keep an eye on it. Make sure that later on your connection's really good and that this stuff isn't coming apart anymore, because you don't want to get zapped. So I'm going to keep wrapping up tape around here, beef it up a bit more, make it nice and secure. It's not as good as replacing a cord, but it's a great repair and it's better than throwing the tool away. So anyway, I hope this has helped you. Please click like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.